Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Rosslyn Hill Chapel. I'm Reverend Kate Dean. I serve as the minister for this wonderful sacred space for open minds. You're all very welcome here. Whoever you are and however you are, we welcome you here in the spirit of love. And for those of you watching at home, a big hello and warm welcome from us. You can click on the link in the YouTube description at midday to join the virtual side aisle for tea and conversation. And our collection will be taking place during the closing music, and you'll have an opportunity to donate by cash or by card. And this month's offering is shared between the work of the chapel and our good cause, which is Omega, which helps combat social isolation and loneliness, and has a very special service called Chatterbox. And one of the ways we try to encourage people to make friends is at our community lunch club, and that's actually happening after the service at 12:30 over in the hall there. So do join us for a tasty lunch and more conversation. At 2 p.m. we have a winter micro retreat, and you'll find more details about that and the rest of our events in the service sheet. Now, as it's an all-ages service, I'm going to light our chalice as the symbol of our free and questioning faith, and then I'll ask you all to join with me to say our opening words, and they're in your service sheet. So I'll light the candle first. And there are a few arm movements as well, which you might not be able to do while you're holding your service sheets. But we are the chapel of the open minds, the loving hearts, and the helping hands. Thank you, everyone. I will light one more candle as a prayer for peace. And we light this peace candle for the people in conflicts that are currently taking place around the world. And we pray that the decision makers will act with humanity and compassion. And may we walk the path of peace through our thoughts and through our actions.
Thank you so much, Reverend Kate, for those beautiful opening words. I'm Katie Gosling, Ministry Assistant here at Rosslyn Hill. Welcome. So this service is our all-ages service for everyone. It includes poems, prayers, meditations, and activities for you to enjoy. The second half of the service, we will go to the back of the chapel to take part in activities related to resilience and for every age and every heart. This month's theme is all about resilience. What speaks to your heart when you think about getting through hard times? At its core, it is about staying grounded when life is uncertain. Not pretending that everything is okay, but finding steadiness, even in discomfort. It is about responding rather than reacting, letting yourself bend without breaking, holding hope without denying the reality, and drawing on help and asking for help with the community when you need it. I went and visited a friend, an elder of the chapel, and I hope she's watching at home. And she discussed something that someone had said about her being robust. But the person who, the friend had said that they're robust, they didn't think of themselves as robust, more resilient. And there is a difference between the two. Robust stands like a stone wall in a storm, unmoved by the world's insistence, holding its shape as pressure presses in. But resilience is different. Resilience moves differently, more like a spring of water or a grass bending with the wind, letting change occur. And we have no control over lots of things anyway, and moving through it all. This means that we don't resist change, but we can transform through it. So how can we be resilient? How can we be a beautiful blade of grass rather than be stone? How can we embody resilience? Resilience is the steady choice to meet difficulty with adaptability and honesty. Practice day after day, and with a smile and steadiness on our face, hopefully put there by the faith that we have. So to warm us up, I'd now like to invite you to sing This Little Light of Mine. The words are in the service sheet if you turn over from the first page. John will play through one time and then rise as you are able, and we will sing it through twice together. Thank you so much. I can feel the light coming. It's coming. As is usual, we have a story, and the children will be in chapel during all ages. So I would like to invite the children now to come and sit at the front if they're not already, and anyone young at heart who'd like to come closer to the story. Actually, would you like to come and sit this side, because we need more space for our story? You're going to have some people performing part of the story for you. What a treat. So this is a story called The Paper Dolls, and it's by the well-known author Julia Donaldson, who you might know has written The Gruffalo and other stories as such. And these are your paper dolls. So if the paper dolls wanted to make a line and hold hands, that's it. You can come forwards a little bit. That's it. Okay. You might notice some of them are a bit strange and turning the wrong way round, but actually that's part of the story, so don't panic, okay? There was once a girl who had tiger slippers and a ceiling with stars on it, and a butterfly hair slide, which she kept losing, and 2 goldfish, and a nice mother who helped her to make some paper dolls. They were Ticky and Tacky, and Jackie the Backy, and Jim with 2 noses, and Joe with a bow. And they danced, and they jumped, and they sang, and they and they met a dinosaur who clawed and roared and said, "I'm going to get you." But the paper dolls sang, "You can't get us, oh no, no, no. We're holding hands and we won't let go. We're Ticky and Tacky and Jackie the Backy, and Jim with 2 noses, and Joe with a bow." And they jumped onto a bus and rode to a farmyard and danced with the pigs. Then they lay on a rooftop and stared at the stars till a tiger slunk out of his den, and he crouched and snarled and said, "I'll leap up and catch you." But the paper dolls sang, "You can't catch us. Oh no, no, no. We're holding hands and we won't let go. We're Ticky and Tacky and Jackie the Backy, and Jim with 2 noses, and Joe with the bow." And they floated up. And then down the stairs, and they danced around the honey pot, and kicked crumbs, and explored an island, till a fierce crocodile, can let all the children be a fierce crocodile? And he grinned his grin and gnashed his teeth and said, "I'm coming to crunch you." But the paper dolls laughed and sang, "You can't crunch us, oh no, no, no. We're holding hands and we won't let go. We're Ticky and Tacky and Jackie the Backy, and Jim with 2 noses, and Joe with the bow." And they hopped into the garden, and they sniffed the flowers and chatted to a ladybird and lay down in a forest of grass. But along came a boy with a pair of scissors, and he said, "I'll snip you." That wasn't very nice, was it? He said, "I'll snip you." And he did. He snipped them into tiny little pieces, and he said, "You're gone forever." But the paper dolls sang, "We're not gone. Oh no, no, no. We're holding hands and we won't let go. We're Ticky and Tacky and Jackie the Backy, and Jim with 2 noses, and Joe with a bow." and the pieces all joined together, and the paper dolls flew into the little girl's memory, where they found white mice and fireworks and a starfish soap and a kind granny and the butterfly hair slide and more lovely things each day and each year. And the girl grew into a mother who helped her own little girl make some paper dolls. And they were Poppy and Pinky and Binky the Blinky and Fred with one eyebrow and Flo with a bow. And they jumped and they danced and they sang. Thank you very much to our wonderful paper dolls there and our crocodiles. So it's a beautiful story, that, and my daughter's actually visiting today. She doesn't often come to chapel, so I've read that story with her many times, and she does make the things that I've taught her, but many new things. And what I really get from that story is that no matter what happened, even when the boy came along with some scissors and they'd apparently dissolved into nothing, they held on, they reformed, they transformed back, and through the generations, they then became the same but different. I'd like to now share with you a prayer for hopelessness, the kind of prayer that might reach out in times where things are very challenging. It's written by Reverend Audette Fulbright-Fulson. If you need to fall apart, then do. For life will hold you in that too. It will teach you how to desiccate and blow away, and then will call you back from the four corners of the earth, and will renew you with the water of the tears of others. Earth will breathe back into you the breath that washes from the mouths of children laughing. If you are holding someone in your heart, we will take some time now to call out their name. You could be happy for them or be concerned for them and be wishing them the strength and resilience to get through anything that is hard for them at this time. And after this, we will spend a minute or two in prayer. May this short prayer and time for reflection ripple out from chapel to reach those that we have called out, both spoken and unspoken at this time. Thank you so much for coming forward and lighting your candles. Thank you so much for the beautiful music. So it's quite a sharp contrast now because we're moving to the activities at the back of chapel. I've laid out 4 different tables with different activities, all to do with resilience. And the first one, table 1, which is over here, is a shake it off station. So there'll be some music playing, and I invite people to think about a time where they found things difficult. I think we've all had those moments, haven't we, where we don't know what to do. So we put some music on the kitchen and we just shake it off. So I invite you to come and explore that idea on that table. We also have resilience Jenga, so Jenga with a difference in the middle there. And you can see that I've written some words that embody, for me, certainly the values and ideas that we can hold on to in times of difficulty. So you'll see words like hope, flexibility is right at the bottom, I think gratitude's at the top. And the idea is you can either roll the dice or just choose a colour and try to slide out one of those things that keep you strong, and hopefully the tower will stay up. Unfortunately for someone, when they draw one of the bricks out, it will tumble, but I wonder how many of those words you can slip out before it dissolves. And then the far table at the back, you can make a resilience shield. So that's for all ages. It's either something you can hang on the wall or wear, and you can add colours, words that symbolize hope and flexibility, similar to Jenga, but you can make something to take home with you. And then on the final table, you can see there's some colorful paper dolls over there for decoration and to get you thinking about the story we had. There's some prompts. Brian will be at that table. Jim with 2 noses will be at that table, and he'll be able to prompt you through thinking about perhaps some quite difficult things, but also with a sense of hopefulness. So do come and find me if you're unsure. There should be enough time to explore, I would say 2 or 3 tables, or you might just stay at the dance table throughout. And then we'll have a sharing session afterwards where you can, if something comes to you during those activities that you wish to share, I'll be passing the mic around afterwards. So please go and enjoy the activities together. Angelica will be at the Jenga table. I would say to some of the children, perhaps if you want to play that one, make sure you have an adult with you, just so the tower doesn't fly apart straight away. But enjoy. Tether, shake it off. am.
Good, because then at some time I'll tell you my West End
Yes,
girls.
I really want to learn about that. Sounds really good. Yeah, good. It seems a shame to break up this, all the things that are going on. It's just so lovely. We've had resilience Jenga still going on. There's been some beautiful resilience shields being made. I couldn't even get near the discussion table because it was too busy. So this is really a time for sharing. And and it doesn't have to be too serious, it can be serious. If there's something that resonates with you during this time, if something came up that you'd like to share about, is that still working? Yeah, about resilience, if you wanted to share it, I can pass the mic around. Yeah? Is there someone that'd like to share on this table? Or Brian, if you want to. Yeah?
Yes, I mentioned nature. I was thinking, I mean, I'm lucky I live near Morecambe Bay, so I can get to the Lake District very easily for inspiration from the views and the history and so on. Here you have something, you have Hampstead Heath, which is, when I used to live around here, I used to spend a lot of time there. So, you know, each place has its area or park, but we linked it with gardening later, but that's slightly different because that is the actual act of growing, which brings people a lot of particular satisfaction, which is not necessarily concerned with the beautiful, you know, landscapes, but they're linked. They're linked. So, somebody else?
That's lovely. Thank you for sharing that. I was getting a few things from that. Nature is a constant, isn't it? Having somewhere where we can go and get a bigger perspective, or somewhere where we've been before where things are tough, but we've been there and we've come through them. We can associate with that. And also this time of year where we see nature coming back. It's so resilient, isn't it? You know, through the cold, and yet we've got these beautiful, soft flowers starting to appear. So if I understood correctly, those are all beautiful things to share. So thank you so much. Has anyone else got anything they'd like to share? Yeah?
Elodie.
Nice to meet you, Elodie. What did you enjoy today? What's been your favourite thing so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A seal.
A shield. You made a shield. And what did you decorate on your shield? What colours did you put on it?
Pink.
Pink. Pink's a great colour, isn't it? Pink's a fun colour. I'm a big fan of pink. Does pink make you feel strong and fun at the same time?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for sharing. I'd love to see your shield if you want to come and show it. Is there anyone else who'd like to share? Yeah.
I've put a flower and little notes of music and a sun and a bird on one side and scent of a rose, and the other side's full of words like perspective, stillness, laughing at myself, expressing things, and compassion, and self-compassion.
Wow, to name a few, that's perfect. That's perfect. I loved it. The one that really struck me was laughing at yourself. Being able to have some humour in something that's really tough can just change a moment, can't it? And bring you back. So that's lovely. And music and nature as well, gorgeous. And scent, so smelling a rose, so using our 5 senses as a form of resilience. And still, to build resilience. Yeah, and I think there's a difference, isn't there, between feeling resilient and building resilience. That it's definitely a practice. It's something that we can build up and maybe think about in times when things are going better for us, because we tend to think about it when things are hard, but actually thinking about our practice when things are feeling easy means that we've got them in place when things get tough. But that's really lovely. I love the flower on there as well, Christina. Thank you so much for sharing. It's really lovely. One more before we go back. Anyone want to share? You want to share again? You've got some really great ideas. I've got one other lady, so to be fair, I'm going to share with her, but if you wanted to come and tell me at the end, will you let me know? Yeah, okay, good, okay. Did you say you wanted to share?
It's just that there are names on, or words rather, on these on the bricks, and one is hope, and the other one is optimism. So we actually I started the conversation as to what is the difference between the two, and decided, didn't we? Optimism is you expect something to happen very soon, while hope is it goes on forever. And yes, but that maybe is that.
Oh, yeah, it was like there's a similarity and difference. Like one's more of a blanket statement. One's, you know, like you have Corinthians, faith, hope, and love. You always have the big hope. And optimism is almost like an attitude, right? Like I'm an optimistic person, the glass is half full.
Yes, carry on. No, I'm not.
I love that. Actually, I'd written the words on and I hadn't really thought about it as deeply. I think there's something really, really special in that, and tying in with what Christina said, you know, about building resilience and what the difference is between hope and optimism. And I think that's fantastic. Who knew that Jenga could bring out so much? So that's really special. Thank you so much. I invite you now to come and sit down again with us, and we'll have a few more, one more hymn and some more poems. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for being so open to finding which table was right for you, felt right at the time. And most people stayed at the table that they were at for the duration, so that's really special. The next reading, which I'll invite Reverend Kate to come and read, is to have a think about not only resilience and staying, strong but adaptable when things are hard, but thinking about why they happen or how that can frame who we are and how that shapes our faith. So this, for me, is about how sometimes disappointment can save us. When things are really tough, asking, well, why is this happening? And putting faith in God's hands, if you like, so that when we look back on those tough times, we see that actually sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they very much seem like a gift to us. So I invite Reverend Kate to read the next poem.
This poem's called To Think About How Sometimes Disappointment, forgive me. The poem is called How the Worst Day of My Life Became the Best, and it's a shortened version of a poem by Andrea Gibson. When I realized the storm was inevitable, I made it my medicine. By night time, I made a symphony of walking away from everything that did not want my life to sing. I opened and opened until I could imagine that the pain was the sensation of my spirit not breaking, that every falling leaf is a tiny kite with a string too small to see, held by the part of me in charge of making beauty out of grief.
Thank you, Kate, so much. I always get like a funny feeling when I read that poem. It's very, very beautiful. I now invite us to sing our final hymn, which is called Find a Stillness, and it's number 35 in your hymn book. Please be seated. Well, thank you so much for coming to the service. We usually, at the all ages service, we have a blessing that we say in Children's Chapel in the hall. So I'd like to share that with you now, and I think it's on your service sheet at the bottom of the first page. And if you could join me in the words. As we leave this friendly place, love give light to every face. May the lessons that we learn light our hearts until we return. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, especially the paper dolls for their time and their talents. Thank you so much to John for the beautiful music, as always. thank you so much, because every time I ask for people to come and help at the tables, they come forwards and they volunteer. And Andrew's got away with it this month, but he's done sterling effort before. So thank you so much to everybody. And thank you also to our steward, Ken, who's greeted everyone as they've come in this morning. We have several extra things on today. So we've got a community lunch at 12:30 in the hall, which is a low-cost lunch, a time for people to come together, see some familiar faces and also make new friends. And then from 2 till 4 o'clock, we've got a winter micro retreat with Stefan and Kate. And that will be a chance to, I suppose, with this last bit of winter, pause and reset before we move into spring. And then there's the mindfulness at 6 p.m. and also labyrinth walking at 7 p.m. So there's plenty of things that you can do for the rest of today if you wish to stay on. But just to say thank you so much, and if you'd like to stay now, we can offer you some tea, coffee, or herbal teas in the side aisle before the community lunch. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh yeah, and the collections, sorry, brain. Yeah, so we're collecting for Amiga. Half of it will go to the chapel activities and half of it will go to the charity Amiga. So during the closing music. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Please feel free to come and have some refreshments.